Hey BookTube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching Books I'm Not Reading. I have a special guest today. Let me see if I can get you a better shot of Blue. Blue, say hi to everyone. He's purring. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but anyway, I know I look a bit ratty. It's because I was determined that before I made a video today, I was going to clean the bathroom. Unfortunately, either last night or this morning, I did something to one of my knees. I still managed to clean the bathroom. It's the cleanest it's been for quite some time, but now I have to spend the rest of the weekend taking care of my knee, because it's gotta work better than this. Just getting up and down the stairs actually was painful. So you guys are my reward. And I'm here today to talk about the books I'm going to read in March and the books that I would also like to read in March. So some of this is a more realistic TBR, but some of it's just gonna have to wait. I know I'm not gonna be able to read all of these books in March. I'm still toying with the idea of taking a few vacation days, but I just don't know. So, and kind of what's throwing a little bit of a wrench into it is that Blue's looking at it. Are you looking at Parade's End? So I'm just started last night the second book in the Parade's End quartet, and so I'm hoping to have a little bit more of this chipped away at before March begins. But I kind of don't want to stop. I'm afraid I will forget things, that sort of stuff. I definitely anticipate slowing down in this book in March, but we will see what happens. So that's kind of it's kind of like a half mammoth. I mean, the whole book is a mammoth on its own, but I'm about I'm over 300 pages into it, so I have 600 pages left to read. It's pretty dang close. But I also do have a true mammoth that I picked out with the person I'm going to buddy read it with, which is Joe Smith. And we are going to continue reading Dickens, and we are going to read Our Mutual Friend. Now, it is a huge book, but I think this edition, it's like right at 800 pages. There's a lot of notes, it looks like, in the back. But anyway, so yeah, Joe and I have talked about, we've already read several Dickens books. We read The Old Curiosity Shop. Last year for March of the Mammoths, we read David Copperfield. And we just have so much fun reading Dickens together. So I'm really excited about this. I've heard, some people, this is their favorite Dickens book. So anyway, it's a beautiful Penguin edition. Definitely can tell Jason has read it. But yeah, so that will be my mammoth, and those books will be the kind of high priority, if you will, for the month of March. Now, if I can somehow manage to pull it off, there's some other things I would really like to read. One is for the Irish Readathon, and I would like to read How the Irish Saved Civilization by Thomas Cahill. And this book has been around for quite a while. Trying to see if there's a good description in here. Yeah, just it's what kind of the Irish monks did to maintain the very record of Western civilization, copying manuscripts of both pagan and Christian writers, including Homer, Virgil, Plato, and Aristotle, while libraries on the continent were forever lost. So it's not a very long book, and you can see, oh, there's another bookmark in there. The pages, there's a lot of white space at the bottom there. Oh God, we have two of them. So I absolutely love in this book, in my mom's copy, I have a bookmark here from the Killarney Bookshop in County Kerry. Their phone number, their fax. Yeah, so we have two of them. Sorry, Blue. Sorry. Anyway, I'd love to hear from any of those of you who may live near County Kerry or in County Kerry, if the Killarney Bookshop still exists. But that's, oh goodness, you really want to go after that. And there's also a note in here. It was looks like, well, the one price says it was $16.99 in pounds, and then there's another price in here that says $8.99. So maybe this was, you know, like a bargain copy by the time we got to it. It's been a long time since I've been to Ireland, but anyway, so I just been really curious to read that. So if I can sneak it in for the Irish Readathon, I'm gonna try to do that. And then of course we're not done with March events, because for some reason we put everything in March. So I would also love to read the next mystery book in the Amory Ames series by Ashley Weaver, and this is A Most Novel Revenge. Sounds very meta in some ways, but I have this one, and then I have one more that I haven't read. I know that she's published more of these. I really enjoy this series, and I really would like to find a way to participate in March Mystery Madness. So there are a ton of hosts for all of these events, and I'll try to make sure I link to their announcement videos, one person's announcement video down below for all of these events. But yeah, so if I could, I mean, some year I'm just not going to read a Mammoth, and I'm going to really embrace these other events as much as possible. So finally, the last event that I would really like to participate on some level is Middle Grade March. So I really want to go through our children's book middle grade YA collection this year and decide, what are we really going to keep? I do have a niece that's having a baby this year, and so I would like to get her set up with some children's books. But I also want to read things one more time, you know, to make sure, like, and those would be books that would be more middle grade books, and I would donate them to the library or a friend or something like that. So just an example is Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott Odell. I don't know where I picked this copy up, but I know we read this edition when I was in, I think in middle school actually. So I remember really, really loving it, but you know, obviously I'm a lot older now than I was when I was in middle school, and so I just want to read it and know, like, is this a book I want to hold on to, or can I let go of it and someone else can enjoy it? Now, the other book for Middle Grade March that I would really like to read is a book Jason actually bought, and this is called The House Without Windows. Isn't that a beautiful book? The inside is beautiful as well. This is by Barbara Newhall Follett. And just, there's kind of this like wild backstory about her. So she was an American child prodigy. She was born in 1914, and she published this book, her first novel, when she was 12 years old. And then she published another the next year. Let's see, several years later, shortly before Christmas 1939, Barbara Newhall Follett walked out of her home one evening with $30 in her pocket and was never seen again. The mystery of her disappearance remains unsolved, which is fascinating. The book itself, called The House Without Windows, is about a character who doesn't want to live in a house with doors and windows and a roof, who wants to be out in nature. And again, yeah, it's emphasizing that that this is written by a 12-year-old. So, but the inside, I mean, my God, look at the end papers there, and then because there's all these illustrations, deer. There's just some really really beautiful stuff. I was trying to find, oh yeah, look at that. So, I mean, I've never read this, but it seems like a super cool book. And again, I don't think it would take me very long to read, but I also have, you know, quite a few other things. So I'm hopefully going to get to this year though, because it is just really, I mean, like I said, it's one of those books where it's almost like just the cover and the illustrations. I don't even know if you can see like the gold on it there. Gosh, it's just a beautiful book. So anyway, as I said, I will leave links to at least one announcement video from all of those events. I'm guessing that you guys are all familiar with them, and you know, I've already made your decision about what you're going to read for them. But yeah, so, you know, I guess I would say the high priority would be Marching Mammoths, or March of the Mammoths, which my husband Jason is one of the hosts from Old Blues Chapter and Verse. And we actually had a conversation last night, it was quite good, about movie watching and like how many movies are we going to watch in a week, and then making sure that we have time, like as many nights as possible, to read. So so that's really a good and encouraging idea for both of us, just to be really disciplined. I only participated in March of the Mammoths for the first time last year, but it was started 2 years ago. And both years, both the first and the second year, 2020, I guess we could maybe say is kind of a fluke sort of thing, like, yeah, both the first and the second year, Jason did not finish his mammoth until I think much later in the year. I can't believe the cat has stayed here all this time. It's quite amazing. Yeah, you're being such a good boy. Yeah. Anyway, folks, I would love to hear, what event are you participating in? What are you excited about reading in March? And like I said, this is kind of an agonizing TBR for me, because there is so much I would really love to participate in. These events all have fantastic hosts. The Irish Readathon, I mean, those hosts, I call them the Irish princesses of BookTube. You know, it's just fantastic. So there's just so much great stuff. There's so many things March Mystery Madness is doing this year that's brand new. You know, Middle Grade March, they're doing a read along of a book that I definitely want to add to my TBR because it just sounds absolutely fascinating. I want to say it's called The Brave, but I could be wrong. So you'll have to look at the announcement video to see if I'm right or not. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to be kind to yourself. That's my plan for the rest of the weekend. About to go start icing the knee and uploading while this video gets uploaded. And yeah, remember to be kind to yourself, but also be kind to others. Take care, BookTube, and Blue and I, we will talk to you soon. Alright, thanks so much for watching.